coming up in a few moments. Please take a few moments right now to let us know that having this combination of music shows and talk shows and shows that focus on our local community, that it's an important part of the service that you accept when you tune into KOFA Border Radio, when you listen to the KOFA app, or when you go to borderradioaz.org. Please pitch in a few dollars right now. We are in our fall fundraising campaign, and you can go to borderradioaz.org or the KOFA app and click on the donate button, or you can call and talk to one of our team members at 877-838-5292. That's 877-838-5292. And thanks.
This is KOFA Yuma on 94.7 FM, online at KOFAborderradio.org, and on the KOFA app, a listener-supported service of Arizona Western College since 1970. Thank you for listening. What's Up Yuma is next. It's 10 o'clock.
KAWC and Border Radio are supported by Robert J. Moody Appraisers, wanting listeners to know that for the past century, the Yuma County Historical Society has sought to preserve, promote, and exhibit Yuma's sweeping, rich history. Learn about upcoming events and the value of becoming a member at yumacountyhistoricalsociety.org.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we're going to be joined by some special guests right here from KAWC and KOFA Border Radio. We're going to talk about the Fall Pledge Drive with Dave and Alice.
Yes, we get to get them on the radio with us.
I'm so excited. It should be exciting. And then we're going to do a little segment for
Ronnie's Remedy.
Ronnie, you know Ronnie, exactly. We're going to have her
the
on.
remedy.
Yeah. And we're also going to have who?
Oh, we're going to have James Owens from the Angry Italian. He's so mad.
Yeah, we're going to find out what he's angry about. That's all coming. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online through the KAWC YouTube and Facebook pages. And email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Unique Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of the What's Up Yuma radio show. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And today's show, yes, it is a fall pledge drive. So we have some special guests from right here in the building. We have our GM, the boss man, the big head honcho, Dave Riek. Welcome.
Glad to be with you guys.
And we also have Alice Ferris, who's the development director. And I believe that's your voice that does the before we go in.
What's Up Yuma is brought to you by.
Yeah, you might recognize
I'm having an out-of-body experience. This is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's you? I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah,
well, you do a great job.
Oh, thank you.
It sounds really
So
cool.
I talk really well in 20-second increments.
So no joke, and I'm going to be dead serious about this. The first time I heard her talk about her show on the KAWC side, I got chills because I've been following Alice for a long time, and it was just like, wow, she said my name and stuff.
She knows who I am.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it's a pleasure having them both in. But it's a fall pledge.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on and why it's so important for our community.
Well, KAWC and KOFA, we are the public radio stations that are owned by Arizona Western College's governing board and the college. And since 1970, this radio station has been serving this community with a variety of programs and also offering opportunities for AWC students to learn how to do broadcasting. And that's how the show got started. The whole station got started in 1970. And I got on board in 2006. Originally, I was a part-timer. I shared time between running this station and helping to operate the station in Flagstaff, KNAU. And then after about a year of that, I said, I've got to move to Yuma. Oh my God.
I just love it there.
Yeah. Flagstaff? What are you talking about? Yeah. No, actually, I just kind of got sick of the snow. But at any rate, since 2007, I've been here full time helping to run this station. And what it's been kind of an interesting evolution. We've been talking a lot lately about the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which is actually going to be going away here in a few weeks. When the Corporation for Public Broadcasting first got started, and KAWC got a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. It used to be, if you had a public radio station, they would send you a check every year, and you could use that check to acquire programming, to join NPR, to acquire the BBC and things like that. And so you would get that check from Washington, you would sign the back of it, you would mail it back to Washington, and then you get all your programming.
Yeah, okay,
And
that's how it
basically
works.
was
You
the
just
way
cite
it
it,
worked.
yeah.
And about the early 90s, there was a major change, and the whole thing got changed to where you couldn't get your grant from the CPB unless you could prove that people listened to your station and that people supported your station. So if you didn't do fundraising, your grant would go down. And the folks who ran KWC at that time had never done a pledge drive.
Wow.
Some of them came up and visited us in Flagstaff, and we showed them.
Oh, how to
Here's
do
how
it.
you
Okay.
pledge drive.
Here's where you get the donuts. This is what you get.
We do have donuts out there. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And so that's what it takes to have a pledge. This is where you get some tote bags and all these things. And but it became required that you demonstrate that the community supported the efforts you were making. And we all grumbled about it, but to me, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If you've got a radio station and nobody listens to it,
Yeah.
and nobody cares about what you're doing enough to actually pitch in, then why should the taxpayer pitch in?
Sure.
So anyway, we've operated under that model since the early 90s, and up until this month, it's worked really well. And especially over the last about 10 years, both the CBB and NPR have been really working hard to help small rural stations survive, because we're the stations that have the fewest people who can actually afford to pitch in and help.
Yeah.
And so they've really been trying to work on that model. Our dues for NPR keep going down. Our grant has been going up from the CBB. Plus, our community does support this radio station. So it's been a fun ride. But now we have a new challenge. The CPB grant is not going to come in October like it normally would. Last year it was over $200,000, about 20% of our budget. So we've got to figure out how to fill in that gap. And so this week we're doing our fall pledge drive 2 weeks before fall starts, because trying to get an early
Get a jump on it. Yeah, I like it.
At any rate, I'd like to tease Alice about these things. But nonetheless, we're asking people to get involved by going to the borderradioaz.org website, or opening up the KOFA app on your phone and click that donate button, or give us a call at 877-838-5292 to talk to one of our team members to get involved. And Alice works with a lot of radio and TV stations across the country and other nonprofits, and it's an interesting time right now.
Yes, it is. It's because it's challenging not just for public radio and television, but it's challenging for a lot of nonprofit organizations in the country, because we don't know where some of our funding's coming from, because there have been a lot of cuts to federal funding in all sorts of different areas. There have been cuts in healthcare and mental health in particular.
Yeah.
There's been cuts in education. And so we know there's just a lot of organizations and a lot of people who need help. So we don't want to say, hey, give to us at the expense of somebody else. We want to say, give to us and give to someone else.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I like to think about is that, sometimes people think, oh, well, my $25 won't help.
No, that's
My
not true.
$50 won't help. And you're right. That's not true, because one of the things that we've seen nationally, because one of the other things that I do is I volunteer for this initiative called the Fundraising Effectiveness Project, which is a nationwide survey of where the money goes philanthropically. And so when they look at these studies, they're actually aggregating information from hundreds of nonprofit organizations across the country. And what we have seen over the last couple of years is that the number of dollars being contributed philanthropically across the country is actually going up year over year,
That's
which is
good, yeah.
fantastic. I mean, people are generous, right? But the number of donors that you see contributing to make up that money has actually fallen off a cliff.
So it's coming from like the same people, is what you're more from the same person.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
So what we're seeing is that organizations are becoming more and more reliant on high dollar gifts. And while that's really cool, I mean, people are amazingly generous in this country. That's an amazing thing. But what we're seeing is that, okay, a really wealthy donor can provide a rescue gift.
Okay.
But a kind of the everyday donor provides resilience for an organization.
Yeah,
because
like consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the more like, generous people that we have who are giving $50 or $100, that's actually better for an organization because, think about it. If you're receiving $1,000 and you are an organization that receives that $1,000 from one person, or you're the organization that has 10 people giving you $100, and each one of you loses one donor, who's in a better situation?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we just need like $2.
Well, so we would like to encourage people to essentially give, maybe $5 or $10 a month to Border Radio at borderradioaz.org, or by calling 877-838-5292. And if you do like, $5 or $10 a month, it may not feel like it's a huge impact to you, but it's a huge impact for us.
And can't you be like a subscriber? Like you don't even have to make the payment every month. Can it be automatic?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's a cool
We'll
tool.
put it automatically on the credit card or debit
You
card.
don't ever have to think about it again.
Yeah, set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
Like all 100 apps that I have on my phone that I continue to pay for.
You're like, what is this charge?
And then my CPA calls like, are you going to cancel any of these? Are you using these?
And you're like
my
subscribed
husband.
to what?
Hey, my husband subscribed to like a plant app. I was like $40 for every 2 months for a plant
And he
app.
could be given to KAWC and KOFA this whole time.
Well,
There's
Well,
a plant app?
yes. You like take a picture of the plant. It tells you what it is.
No, yeah, I've seen that.
wait,
app.
We used it one time.
Well, an interesting thing I've found, and a lot of people that we've talked to over the years have found, is that when you go from being somebody who listens to the station, who listens to the local public station because you like the news or you like the interesting music mix or something like that, when you go from someone who just listens to someone who actually invests in it, you get a sense of ownership. You get a sense of
Totally.
membership. We call it membership. And of course, we'll send people emails, let them know what's going on at the station. We love doing events and doing community outreach. Right now, we're working on possibly bringing a couple of concerts during this year, which is usually what we do is have a concert or two. We also do these events called Spirited Discussions, where, in fact, that's where I met Johnny, was at our Spirited Discussions at Prison Hill a couple years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
We did an event. We call them Spirited Discussions because we typically do them at places like Prison Hill, where
Well,
there
you're
are
drinking
spirits involved.
spirits.
Might be some spirits.
We like the social lubrication, I guess. But the thing is,
It was
it's
delicious.
an opportunity to be out in public for people to see and meet our team, but then to also talk about important issues. When I met Johnny, we were announcing our Siendo Primero podcast project, which is a student-driven podcast, mostly in Spanish, that celebrates what it's like being the first person in your family to go to college.
Wow.
Which is what the majority of the students on this campus are. And it's been a fantastic project. It's been going for a couple of years. It's on a little bit of a hiatus, but it'll be back soon. We're planning another one soon to be focusing on our new education solutions reporter, Cisco Stargazer, who's had a huge impact over the last
By the
few
way,
months.
coolest name ever. Like,
Yeah.
how do you? Is that like born name? I want to ask her. How did you get that name?
But at any rate, we're going to have a special event for that. We haven't quite worked out the details yet, but we're working on that. But we love to be out in the community and talk to people and realizing that as a public radio station, we're responsible to the community. We are serving the community through the news coverage we do and through the special programming, and that we want to know from the community, what would you like to know about? What are the stories that we should be following? And that's such an important feedback loop that is really valuable to us.
And one of the things I noticed when I got here, there's somebody here every day bringing the news. It's like, even on my buddy Juan over here on the weekends, and that's valuable for the community where somebody's actually here reporting it's happening. It wouldn't happen without the contributions.
Yeah.
That's
And actually, we've talked about this in the sector about this, the influence of AI. Of the, how is AI going to change the way we do programming? And we actually even experimented a little bit with an AI newsreader of the, how do we just, get an AI voice to do the news? And we listened to it like once and said,
This is not happening.
That is so not happening.
Yeah.
Why was it like too robotic?
Yeah. And
Like no
it's like
feeling?
the inflections were weird.
Oh.
Like, okay, so I'll be totally honest. I do have AI Alice. I did do one of the AI voices that I mapped to my voice, thinking that, that would work for the
support for What's Up Yuma
Yeah.
with Johnny Porter is provided by it. And it didn't. It totally didn't, because it puts the inflection points at weird spots. So it would be like, What's Up Yuma is sponsored by, and it just
There's no heart
sounded-
behind it.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
actually what Jim Anderson said. He said that it didn't have, he said, I'm listening to Robot Alice and it doesn't have your smile.
Robot Alice.
And I was like, oh, that's sweet. But it's
Yeah.
also true.
Yeah.
It didn't have that.
Well, you mentioned the smile. When I first got in radio, they told me smile when you talk.
Yeah.
Like smile. People could notice
can
if they're
hear it.
smiling or not. So that makes sense.
Yeah. But it is one of those things like, okay, so Stephen Hennig and I were complaining about this earlier today, where you can tell now if a spam email is written by a bot,
Mhm.
because it always starts out with, Dear Ronnie,
Yeah.
I hope this email finds you well.
Yeah.
And
No one talks like that.
yeah, exactly. It's like, this email finds you well. I mean, that's
It's
so
like an
weird.
old English and Shakespearean.
Program back in the 50s.
And actually, I got a spam email from Switzerland today.
Oh my
and when
goodness.
I did the Google Translate on it,
Mhm.
it started out with, I hope this email
That's
finds you
Even
funny.
all the way
well.
in Switzerland.
I'm like, that is so weird. But why did I go down this path? It is
We have real
because-
people here.
because we have real people.
Yeah, that's why.
the moral of the
Yeah.
story.
And we have real people who are doing real programming,
Yeah.
and the music is
Mhm.
programmed by real people,
Mhm.
and the announcements are done by real people, because 9 times out of 10 it's Dave. And
Well, no, we've got some great new volunteers that are
Mm.
in the training pipeline. I've got Dave Nash now working with us. He's-
Yep. I
he
used to
just-
work with him.
He just took a
Oh.
couple weeks off, but he's doing now Saturday and Sundays on Crossing Borders from 3 to 7. He sounds so good.
Yeah.
Becky, who
Yep. Used to work with Becky
has
as
been
well.
volunteering with us, and
Cool.
she sounds really good. So, and I've got about 3 or 4 students who I'm training. You'll start hearing them soon. So I'm excited about that. One thing I want to
Mhm.
throw in here before we go is that we get a budget from Arizona Western College every year, and that provides us with this fantastic facility. It keeps the lights on.
Mm.
It pays for our transmitter rent on all of our sites in Quartzsite and Parker and in here in Yuma. And it helps us pay all of those sort of operational bills.
Mm.
It's the listener funds and that CPB money that we used to get. That's the money that allows us to create local programs, to create
Mhm.
experiments like,
Mhm.
well, what if we had Johnny Porter on the
Yeah.
radio? What would that
Let's
be
roll
like?
the dice.
And we
Yeah.
rolled the dice on it. And
Yeah.
I
It's
think it's
super
been a lot of
fun.
fun. It's been really great.
Thank you.
And Ronnie, I'm so glad that you jumped on board.
Thank you.
And you guys have been doing a fantastic job. And what I find, I think the most exciting about it is that you're bringing people into our studio to be on this show
Mhm.
that have probably never even been around public radio
That's right.
or thought about it. And that's one of my big goals, is to bring in more of the community to realize what an asset we are
Mhm.
and what a benefit we are to the community. And it's listener contributions that give us the resources that allow us to go out and experiment
Mhm.
and create new shows and new podcasts. So if you have the wherewithal to do it, go to the KAWC or borderradioaz.org website, click on that donate button, use the
Mhm.
KOFA app. There's also a donate button there, or give us that call at 877-838-5292. And, we always talk about the old analogy of the old barn raising, where
Mm.
if one person brings a board and the other person brings some nails, we all get together, we can make something huge happen. That's really what public radio is all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can become a day sponsor with an $88.90 contribution to get 8 mentions on the day of your choice on KAWC, as well as 10 mentions on KOFA. And you can announce, a birthday and anniversary, a special event, a nonprofit organization you like, a business that you want to support, or, even some random holiday. I used to do International Bacon Day.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
There's like a holiday every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's something
missing
happening.
it.
Yeah, there's
So-
something every day.
Yeah, there really, really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And we need the radio and like old school communication, like newspapers. We need this because when the Terminator uprising happens,
That's
we need
right.
to communicate with each other some way. We
That's
need
right.
those radio waves up.
Yep.
That's for sure.
So when the zombie apocalypse
The
comes,
zombies, yeah.
you will be informed.
We'll
on
be the first one. We are
KAWC
interviewing a
KOFA.
zombie.
That's right. So give us a call, 877-838-5292, or go online to borderradioaz.org, or click on the donate button on the KOFA app.
All right. Well,
Thanks for letting us crash.
hey,
your
Yeah,
no,
that
thank
was
you.
so fun.
That was great. Thank you guys so much. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some Ronnie's Remedies right here on What's Up Yuma Radio on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
This is Cecilia Hollins-Braithwaite from the KAWC Newsroom. A warm and sunny day in Yuma with a high expected of 99 degrees. North-northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour becoming west in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 72. Dariana Castillo was Southwest Junior High's valedictorian this year. She was also the first Gadsden School District student to graduate from the 8th grade with an associate's degree. We celebrate Dariana's story at KAWC.org.
The KAWC Student Newsroom is funded by the Local News Initiative at the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona, the Scripps Howard Fund, and by generous local support. Thank you for supporting the next generation of public media. Learn more about the project and hear stories from emerging journalists at kawc.org/student newsroom.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
Yeah, and so today's a little bit different,
Yes.
right? We had the fall pledge, and hopefully we reach our goal.
Mhm.
And if you haven't, there's many ways to donate, and getting that birthday one is really cool. I love listening to those ones. People get birthdays, shout outs, and anniversary shout outs.
Mhm.
And before we get to the remedy, I just want to
Yeah.
give somebody a shout out real quick. Wes McDowell over at Allstate. He's been helping me. I got a black, you notice I got a black shirt on today.
Did Wes give it to you?
No, he didn't give me the shirt, but I've been kind of homeless for a little bit because
Oh yeah, he hasn't done laundry, y'all.
Yeah, so I didn't do laundry, and Wes is fighting for me, making sure
Okay.
that
everything gets
taken care of.
Yeah.
So shout out to
Thanks, Wes.
yeah, Wes, and everybody that's been helping me mint restoration. It's been a
Mhm.
difficult last 4 or 5 days. So
Yeah,
anyway.
I feel like a lot of the town is suffering right now.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
people, and I'm not saying I'm the only
No,
one.
no.
Or
You're bringing to light an issue that's happening right now in the community because Yuma had like the biggest storm it's had in a very long time. And so many businesses literally were flooded.
yes, up to 67-mile-an-hour winds. And I was telling
Crazy.
people the rain wasn't coming from the sky; it was coming from the side.
Yeah.
It was like
So,
beating
Yeah, like
against-
our house is normally like totally weatherproof, but the angle it was coming, it was like
Yes.
going in a window. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is so crazy.
It was absolutely wild. I got done
Yeah.
doing the
Yeah.
event at Wheezy's for Monday Night Football, even though it
Mhm.
was a Thursday, it was a kickoff. I had to explain that all the time. But yeah, and I just came home to a disaster, and
Crazy.
then that's what you do in
Yeah.
a disaster. You let your insurance person know. And Wes, I texted him like at 10:30 at night,
Mhm.
and I said, "Hey, I need to call somebody." He
I
said,
can't do this,
"Yeah, give him a call." I called Mint Restoration. They've been on it, so I just
Mhm.
want to say I'm grateful, and I know a lot of people are. Even
Yeah.
the next day, our guests couldn't make it.
Correct. Because like I was going to do the show and
Yeah.
all of our guests were dealing with flooding. So we were
Yes.
like, let's take the day off.
And we even had another guest planned for this morning,
Yeah.
and she couldn't make it
Yeah.
because her place was had a lot
It's
of
being
water damage.
restored.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just shout out to everybody helping. I appreciate it, and all the community that's been
Mhm.
reaching out to me, and I really really appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you said your house was flooded, I was like, uh-oh. But,
Yeah,
But it's okay because everything's fixable.
Yeah, everything's fixable, and we'll move on, and hopefully I'll get my shirts washed and cleaned and ironed and
Or
all
just
that.
wear the black.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a
I
nice
don't know.
change,
Yeah, well,
Johnny.
I used to only wear black, and then I went to the flannel, so maybe I'm back.
Switch
Back
it
in
up.
black, like AC/DC.
Go back and forth. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, I want to get into some
All right,
Ronnie's
let's
remedies.
do it.
Okay,
What do we got?
so
What you got for me?
the people that don't know, I am the advice columnist for the Yuma Sun. And I get people to email me random relationship questions, and we're gonna do one right now on the air.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
'cause Johnny doesn't know the
No,
question.
I don't know, but I'm going to do my best to give
You always
advice
do.
that you probably shouldn't listen to. I don't know.
So
Maybe you
he's
should.
the bad, I'm the good.
Okay.
No.
We'll see.
Okay, this is a crazy one. All right. A great friend of mine recently came clean about a secret multi-year affair she has been having outside of her
Ooh.
20-year marriage.
Ooh.
Yes, she's no plan to stop it and is actually happier than I've seen her in years. She claims she gets the best part of both partners, but is still in love with her husband despite stepping out on their marriage. How do I navigate this secret? We are friendly with her husband, though we don't see them as a couple more than a few times a year. I know this isn't mine to tell, but I'm happily married and I feel guilty knowing this secret. Signed by Burden by a Boudoir Betrayal.
Wow, that's a
Awesome name.
Yeah, that's an interesting name.
I mean, boudoir.
Bourgeois. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I mean, I don't know, like your experience with infidelity in the past, if you've had any. I've had my experience. Like, what would you tell this person on how to navigate if your friend came to you and said, hey, I've been married for 20 years, but I'm having an affair?
Yeah. So like I would say knock it off.
Okay.
Like it's not worth doing that. It's not worth going down that road.
Yeah.
And like, and it's even hard for me to,
Mhm.
I don't know who wrote this question. Hopefully
Me
they're not, bourgeois, whatever.
Boudoir.
Yeah, boudoir. It's not worth it. And you
Yeah.
say you're in love, then love doesn't do that. Love is an
totally
action,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Love doesn't do that to somebody. So
Yeah.
I don't think you're in love. You just like what they said, get the benefits from both sides.
It's
like
a selfish thing.
it's a selfish thing.
Yep.
You're getting benefits here, you're getting benefits there.
Mhm.
I would say if I was the friend, knock it off, right?
Yeah.
Like don't do it. I was actually thinking about this morning,
Okay.
like something similar,
Mhm.
like having a conversation with a friend, telling them on a certain thing,
Mhm.
like knock it off, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would, as that friend, say knock it off. Now I don't know about
Mhm.
being the one to go tell the
No.
husband or anything, tell the significant other,
Mhm.
because I've actually worked in that. Like I've tried that once.
Sure.
I've
Like
literally-
getting in the middle.
You getting in the middle,
Okay.
and it worked
Does it-
against me.
Yes.
They both came against me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're the bad guy.
Yeah, I was the bad guy, and I
Wow.
was like,
I'm just trying to help.
I thought I was trying to help.
Yeah.
But it was like, no. So I learned never do that. So don't say anything. But I
Yeah.
would tell, if you're a friend
Mhm.
and you have that relationship as a friend, you need to go in and say, knock it off.
Yeah.
That's not worth it. You're going to destroy your family. And yeah.
Yeah. And so they're kind of asking, like, how do I navigate this secret? Because she or he is still seeing the husband that's being cheated on. Like,
Yeah.
how do I act normal around this person? So I totally agree with you, though. Like, don't say anything. This
Yeah,
is
not to
not
the
your
husband,
story to
yeah.
tell. No, don't even get involved. I do
Yeah.
not get involved in people's relationships unless, as a relationship coach, they pay me to do this.
Okay.
So, you know?
Yeah, show me the money. That's what Ronnie says.
And then I'll help navigate. Yeah. But like, if my friend came to me and said, oh my God, guess what I'm doing? Like having this crazy affair and I'm not going to stop it. I would be like, why though? But why? Like, what is missing in your marriage?
So you would ask more questions
I
instead
would.
of saying knock it off.
I don't want to judge. Infidelity happens. And most people think infidelity is the number one reason people get divorced. It's not.
I think money is the number one.
And
What?
people would say politics and religion too. It's actually not showing up for your partner.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I found that out in my training and I
Okay.
was like, my mind was blown, but it actually makes sense. So anyways, if somebody came to me and said this, I would say, what is going on in your marriage to make you even want to step out on it?
Mhm.
Like there's something broken there. There's something broken there. You're not in love. That was a great point that you said. You're not in love because love doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and love
Yeah.
again, what I've learned is an action, right?
Mhm.
It's like it's a commitment, and it's a
Sure.
commitment to be faithful
Mhm.
and to that one person. Once you say that, so
Yeah.
love isn't a feeling. Those
Yeah.
feelings you get, and we've talked
We've
about
talked
this.
about this.
They're chemicals.
Sure.
It's chemicals. It's
Pheromones and
yeah, it's hormones,
Yes.
and then it's also
chemistry.
serotonin
Yep.
and like all the feel good ones, and I forget the names right now, but that's what you feel when you feel like you're in love or crush. But love comes
Mhm.
the test.
Sure.
Are you going to stick by this person when it gets rough, it gets tough,
Yeah.
you're not seeing eye to eye?
Mhm.
Those things, that's what to me defines love.
Yeah.
And it's commitment and it's long term. Once you say I do, or like yes
Mm-hmm.
to an engagement or to whatever. It's like that point.
Yeah.
You're dying to yourself and you love that other person
Yeah.
no matter what. Now, if you have needs and they're not getting met, you express those things,
Yeah.
right?
Obviously,
or get
these two-
counseling.
Exactly. Obviously, these two aren't talking about what's wrong.
Yeah.
The woman
The
cheating.
one- yeah.
Yeah. Like they're not
Because
talking.
she's getting something over here that
Yeah.
she's not getting here.
Yes.
And that could be a
Whether it's
conversation.
boredom,
Yeah.
maybe she's trying to spice up her life. I don't know, but this is not the way to do it. And honestly, infidelity is not a deal breaker. It's not. But a lot of people can really forgive and work through what's happened.
Mhm.
Now, some people can't.
Yeah.
But I can't judge this person because I've dealt with infidelity in my past on both ends. Been the bad one, and then it's not fun. It nobody ever wins.
Yeah.
And then you're starting like a new relationship with cheating. It's already
Yeah.
started bad.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
bad karma.
Yeah. I would
So,
say that.
If I was a friend, I would say, I do not want to be involved in this at all. But since you're telling me, like, here's my advice, stop, or
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, well, that's good to ask questions, and then you
Sure.
pull on that thread and you find
Yeah.
out what's going on, and maybe that could help them open
Yes.
their eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what's going on. Well, it's like we'll have a conversation.
Yeah. And then when it comes to like the husband and still having to be around the person, just pretend you don't know.
Yeah.
Pretend you don't know. Everything in the dark comes to light. It really does. Like
Yeah, always.
situations come to you when you least expect it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, do we have a happier question after this, or no?
Do
You wanna
we have
it?
time?
Let's do another one real quick.
Okay. Happier question. You're like, that was
I don't
sad.
know. Yeah.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah. I don't,
Real
yeah.
quick.
We do
Okay.
what we want here.
I had two ready.
Okay.
Okay, this one is different. I have recently given birth and I'm feeling overwhelmed. My family and friends are always wanting to come over, hang out, and have social events at my house. I feel bad if I say no, but I'm tired with a newborn and I feel like I'm on the edge of freaking out. How do I tell them no without hurting their feelings?
You put a sign on the door.
Don't come in.
Not welcome. You
I
know?
literally agree. Just say no.
Just you got to say no. Like if you're tired, you're exhausted.
you just had a baby.
Yeah, like you got to chill.
And that bonding time when you come home, so important.
yeah.
Just to be with your family, your baby. I would tell them, look, I love that you love coming over and you want to see the baby. I need this special time, like resting,
Yes, you
so.
get rest to tell them like sorry, but
Yeah.
no. And that's tough for people
It
to tell
is.
people is no is a hard word
Yep.
to say, believe it or not, right?
Yep.
Even though it's the first one we learn when we're kids, we
No.
use it. Yeah, no.
Don't
But then-
touch that.
But when
no.
we get older, it's harder to say no. We feel like we have some obligation.
That's right.
Right.
Especially
But
with family.
with family, but if you're tired, it's better for
Yeah.
you and your family to get that rest, right?
I
'Cause
agree. She said she's on the verge of freaking out.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
nobody wants you to
and
freak
I
out.
guarantee your family would probably be understanding. If we just say to them, I'm super tired. I just had a baby. Please, can we reschedule? Or let me come to your house for an hour so then I can leave.
Yeah.
Like if you just be honest and say, this is how I'm feeling, they would probably want to help more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, I guess being honest
Yeah.
and you got to be real with yourself and be
Yeah.
able to get the courage to say that. And then on the
Mhm.
other side of it, it's not as scary as you think.
No.
It's not as scary.
And stop caring what people think. Like if
Mhm.
they get mad at you, let them. Okay, be mad at me. I just gave birth.
yeah, get mad. I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, or
You
whatever.
go get mad. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
you
sleep.
you go do that. I'm gonna get some shut eye right now and
yeah.
try because when you have a newborn,
There
what
is
is
no
it?
shut eye.
yeah, well, it's you sleep when the baby sleeps,
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
that's what you get. You get to sleep when the baby sleeps.
If they're a good sleeper.
yeah.
My middle child napped for 20 minutes. I'm
That's
like,
it?
I'm freaking out.
Oh, yeah,
It was
no.
a bad run, but he's great now.
And did you tell the family no coming over? Like nothing.
Yeah, I'm like everyone. I might just commit homicide.
yeah,
I don't know.
might snap. You won't like Ronnie when she's angry.
Feed me and go away.
Yeah, just leave
So-
the food and leave the food at, the door, and then out of here.
Don't even come in. So yeah, I would tell this person, just tell them no. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about their feelings. Worry about your feelings.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I'm glad we asked this second question. That makes
It made you happier.
Yeah, it's happier now. We're going to leave on a happy note. We're going to be back with James, right?
Yeah,
James
yeah.
Owens from the
Angry
Angry Italian. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
My name is Mariana Esperanza, and I'm a volunteer host at KOFA Border Radio. My favorite thing about helping out at this public radio station is being able to build my craft and taking the audience on a road trip around the world through their radio. Border Radio is always trying to get better. We are proud that our mix of music makes living in this community a little bit better. Listener support makes it possible. Join us today at borderradioaz.org. Thanks for being a part of this effort.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel, carpet, and RV cleaning. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
K-pop would not be K-pop without duets. Tune in or stream the K-pop for Border duet show this week on KOFA Border Radio. We'll hear boy duets from 17, girl duets from Red Velvet, and sibling duets from ACMU. I'll play some ballad duets because you can't have a duet show without some slow, sad songs. But hey, don't worry, there'll be some J-Hope and La Seraphim to pick us up. Join me for the K-pop for Border duet show this week on KOFA Border Radio, Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
The Arizona Western College Chorale, along with the Cibola High School Choir, will present The Power of Many, a choir extravaganza at 7 p.m. on October 10th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and at 4 p.m. on October 12th at Trinity United Methodist Church. More information on these concerts is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are now joined by an angry Italian. I don't know if it's named after you, if you're the angry Italian, but
That's
we're
like
gonna
our
find
number
that
one
person.
question.
But yeah, that's what everybody.
Like, why are you
is he
so mad? What happened to you?
We're here with James Owens. James, thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
So you've had angry Italian for how long here?
Next month will be 5 years.
5 years now.
Wow.
5 years. Oh, so you provided us with a bio, so
Yes.
I really appreciate that. And it's I know it's always tough for people. Like I haven't written a bio. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this show we tried to get to know the person a little bit more. Right. And then the reason behind the venture, right? Because becoming an entrepreneur, that's like something like you got to take some risk.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got to Yuma 11 years old. Is that true?
That's correct. Yeah.
So what was it like when you got to Yuma, and
Where were you from?
How'd you end up here? Did you
we always ask
hitchhike
everybody
here?
that. It's like farming or military.
In the back of a station wagon with my mother. That's how I got here.
There you go.
I grew up in the Imperial Valley, so
Okay.
the first,
okay, like our sister
You're not
city.
far.
it wasn't far. Cheaper living rates. California, we got out of California. That's really why. Came to Yuma, went to school here.
Where'd you go to school?
Woodard. Went to Woodard.
Nice.
Went to KOFA. So
Mhm.
local. Grew
So
up here.
you should have been class of '89. You wrote in your bio.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, I had
Are you
get a
allowed
job.
to say? Are you legally allowed to say? I'm just kidding.
Legally,
we
I'm
have secret agents in our studio that can't talk about stuff. So can you talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely. Just had to live. Had to get a job to survive.
Gotcha.
Wow.
That was, it was a hard life. Lack of parenting, maybe is what you'd say. So, but yeah.
So you had at a young age, high school age, had to figure out how to provide for yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 15.
15.
Wow. I
So-
can't imagine. I really can't. So did you move out? Like, were you on your own?
Yeah, I've been on my own since I was 15. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So 15, you're on your own. And you're like, I have to go out into the real world, get a job because I need to eat, I need clothes, I need these things, I need a place to stay. What was that like?
Well, it was tough. It was the 80s. So, I mean, it was easier than now.
Yeah.
But, it was necessities. You got to do what you got to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So you moved out.
What was your first job?
Exactly.
Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh, I love Taco Bell.
Taco Bell on 4th Avenue. Taco Bell. Well, that's when it was, I'm sorry, better food. It was all fresh
than
food.
now. Yes.
Yeah, it was
I have noticed
80
a change.
something.
Yeah.
So I worked there for a year and then ended up leaving there, worked construction for a couple of years, decided I really didn't want to work outside in Yuma.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
What'd you do construction wise?
Like asphalt, concrete work.
Whoa, yeah.
That must have been bad.
It was
So
hard.
yeah,
It was rough.
asphalt, concrete, and roofing. It's terrible here.
Well, asphalt's like 500 degrees.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And it's 120 outside.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So do the math. You're on
Yeah.
fire.
You're basically
so
burning.
I figured out real quick I did not want to work outside.
Yeah. Smart.
And I got a job at, I don't even want to say it,
No, you can say
It's
it.
okay.
Pizza Hut
Pizza.
Oh
yeah.
my
And,
gosh.
back in 1990.
Wow. So what, were you like a delivery driver?
Nope, I was a dishwasher,
Oh.
washing dishes, making
Started.
pizzas.
Mhm.
That
So
was back.
there was like an opening for dishwasher,
Yeah.
and you went over there, and
Yep.
like at least I'm not in the heat.
I was walking down 4th Avenue looking for a job.
Oh my
literally,
gosh.
and I got hired.
Wow.
And I don't know, 30 years later, I worked for Pizza Hut for 30 years.
Yeah, so let's
That's
go
steady.
into the
That's
evolution
good.
of
Yeah.
that. So you're starting off in the back of the kitchen washing dishes.
Yeah.
How long did that?
About 3 months. I was a cook for 3 months.
So 3 months
And
for
I got
washing
promoted.
dishes or
Yeah.
cook?
Cooking.
Oh,
for
so
3
you
months. And
okay?
then I got promoted to like a shift manager, in 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, so-
Oh, that's
Because
fast.
going from working outside to working inside is very different.
Yeah.
So
So what was it like? So you're cooking. Did you enjoy putting together the pies?
yeah, I mean,
it looks fun.
it's a challenge. It's fun.
Mm.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I like feeding people.
Ah,
So it's became a passion over, the last 35 years.
sure.
What I really got into was managing people.
Mm.
And,
Okay.
and really that's what I'm at. That's where I'm at.
So that's what you're good at.
Correct.
I feel like I'm bad at that. I've had a job as a manager and I could not take it. It's dealing with so many personalities and
Well,
it was hard for me.
so with Pizza Hut, the franchise that I worked for,
Mhm.
they taught us you can't do anything without your people. You
Yeah.
can't. You're nothing.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
it was, that's how we were. We took care of our people, and when I worked for this company, we won so many awards nationwide.
Really?
What were some of those awards
Yeah.
and why?
Just just high profit awards, high sales
Oh,
awards,
gotcha.
retention awards,
Mhm.
growth awards.
And that was under you managing.
Well, that's when I was a manager. So
Sweet.
I 3 months after I started working for them, I became a shift manager, assistant manager.
Mhm.
I think 5 years later, they opened the restaurant in the Foothills, the Pizza Hut in the Foothills.
Mhm.
I became a general manager then.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I ran that store for 7 years. And that's when I got really all of my awards. And we were nationally ranked. The franchise that I worked for was nationally ranked.
Wow.
That's amazing.
There was like 1,500
Yes.
area supervisors. I became an area supervisor.
Oh.
I was an area supervisor for like 17 years.
What does that mean?
I
Area
ran
of-
up to 7 restaurants at one time.
Wow.
The 4 located in Yuma County,
Mhm.
Williams, Arizona, Flagstaff, Maricopa, Eloy, Ajo. I
Mhm.
ran all those restaurants.
Wow. Was that
So,
stressful or fun
um,
for you? Because you
both-
like to
both.
manage.
Well, yeah, at the height of my career, I had 250 employees, 300 employees.
Wow.
So it's a challenge. It's a
Mhm.
7-day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week job,
Mhm.
and I loved it.
So you loved
That's
it.
cool.
You said people,
Mhm.
that's what was important. And that's what you learned, that culture. Is that what you loved? You loved working with people? And
Well-
what was it about working with people that you loved?
Well, everybody's got their own story. Everybody's doing it for a reason.
Mhm.
Feeding people, making people happy through
Mhm.
food. People smile, and we still sit at the restaurant and someone starts eating some food, and it's like, the
Yeah.
look on their face, the excitement.
Yeah.
That's a few.
Oh, I have a passion for
That's it.
pizza. I really like, I watch what I eat. I try to eat healthy, but I can eat so many chicken nuggets and so much pizza.
Mhm.
Like, don't touch my food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see how giving
Sure.
people pizza, they're like,
Sure.
this is delicious.
Well, it's not just pizza, but
Yeah. Well, that's what I eat.
I get it.
So COVID hit
Mhm.
and the franchise sold.
Correct.
So what happened with you?
I kind of saw it coming.
Oh.
Just because the position I was in, I bought a food trailer.
Oh.
So you bought it before COVID or during
right
COVID?
during COVID.
Okay.
Right during.
Wow.
2019 is when I bought it.
20. So, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that
right
was the beginning. Yeah,
before,
that was
right?
right at the beginning.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
The franchise I was working for,
Mhm.
they they were scared,
Yeah.
And they knee jerked and they sold. And the company that I worked for was the highest selling company ever for Pizza Hut.
Whoa.
The highest franchise that sold, anyway. And, it was, you hear the nightmares of, I worked for somebody for these many years and they set us on the street. Well,
Wow.
I didn't expect it. I knew the guy that I worked for, been to his home, but they did it, but I was ready.
So they did it. Like you're saying absolutely did it. Did you get it like a severance?
No.
Did you? Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
No severance.
They
Nothing.
just said like, you're not coming in today.
Well, I worked for the new company for about a little less than 120 days.
Okay.
Okay.
They when they took over, the most they could tell us was, we had a job. That's it. Wages, they didn't tell us. They, it was bad. It was scary.
Wow.
And that's so like anxiety. You wake up not knowing like, am I going to get a paycheck today? Am I not? Do I even go to work today?
Yep. So it was a very life-changing, eye-opening experience. The analogy is the rug was pulled out from underneath me.
Yeah.
But
Totally true.
luckily I saw it coming. I bought the trailer. I had the trailer ready to go.
So you had some money saved up for a rainy day, or was it like, this is just some other money I have, I see this coming, put two and two together?
Kind of both. My retirement wasn't there. I didn't save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's
people
just,
say to do.
Yeah.
that's just the honest to God truth.
Yeah, me either.
Me neither.
And
The three of us are in the same boat.
if they cut your mic off, what would you do?
Yeah.
We would
No,
pivot.
yeah.
We'd have to pivot
Yeah,
and think
you
of
have to-
something new.
You would.
They cut my mic off back in February at the other station, but
right.
yeah,
I could easily, I could have easily went to work and try to take your job. Became a radio host. I know I have a great
voice.
That's what I said. I said, you have a
Yeah.
voice for radio.
So I got 30 years in pizza.
Yeah.
I know the market. I know the people at the radio stations. I've worked with them, I know the people in the market.
So you made an impact in the community. You got to
Exactly.
know the community through your job.
Sure.
Because even like when I read the bio, you've been helping to sponsor, I think, some athletics here at AWC.
Absolutely.
And that continued on into your new venture.
Correct.
And so we're going to take a quick break and we're going to find out how getting that trailer and then seeing into the future led to where you're at now. Is that all right?
That's great.
That's great. He said it's great, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, you're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The Arizona Western College Parker Learning Center will host the Parker Community Expo from 1 to 4 p.m. on November 5th. The expo will provide career information, local resources, transfer options, and employment opportunities for students and the public in and around La Paz County. Details under events at azwestern.edu.
Hi, Daryl Brogdon here, host of the Retro Cocktail Hour, inviting you to join me for the music that's always served up shaken, not stirred. Whether it's TV crime jazz or tiki tunes, space-age bachelor pad music, swinging soundtracks, or other incredibly strange music, it's on the Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio, KOFA.
Fostering Hope Yuma presents Step Into the Story, its annual conference that supports and raises awareness about the challenges and rewards of fostering children. The event takes place on September 20th at the Yuma Civic Center, with childcare available for foster and kinship families. Information and registration are available at fhyuma.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to James Owens, the owner of Angry Italian, and we found out he's not Italian, but he was angry for some time.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of get into that because you see the writing on the wall. You have a little bit of money not saved up for a rainy day, but you have some, and you buy a trailer. Why?
Well, it was either this or either buy a trailer and go into business for myself or become a radio DJ.
Yeah.
And, or work at Circle K.
Mhm.
Not that there's anything wrong with that,
Yeah.
but I have 30 years managing restaurants, people in the Yuma community. Thousands of people in this community have worked for me. So, what that's the smartest thing to do, I think.
Mhm.
So why a food truck?
It was just a passion. It was, for somebody to go into business in a restaurant, you got to have 250,000
Wow.
easy, 300,000.
Mhm.
The trailer was 50,
Ah,
Yeah. So it's just a totally different
it's
way.
like less overhead.
Yeah. What if it doesn't work? Then you take the stickers off the wall or off the side and it's now James's Barbecue, or Jaime's Tacos or,
Mhm.
Yeah. So you got the truck. Now you have to start coming up with recipes though, right? So how did that work out?
Well, fortunately for me, I know how to cook. My daughter, huge influence. My daughter's an amazing cook.
Oh, okay.
So she helped you out.
Yeah. So, most of them were family recipes. We're really into
wow.
pasta. So, the pasta that we sell came from the house,
Oh.
pizza. I got 30 years in pizza.
Yeah, you're like, I know how to make a pizza.
I can do that. So
was there anything like unique about your pizza though in the beginning? Like something you were looking for, something you were striving for?
they're all homemade recipes. I mean, all three sauces we use, the dough is fresh.
Wow.
Everything's fresh. Nothing's frozen. I'm sorry if you go to corporate restaurants, everything's frozen.
Yeah.
The sauce, the dough, the cheese, the toppings, everything. So I'm trying to, have fresh food. I know what's in it. A lot of people in Yuma are gluten intolerant or celiac, or they have problems with gluten. We do gluten free. My daughter is gluten free. My mother's gluten free. So we know how to wash our hands.
And I think you
I sure hope so. Yeah.
You even have a vegetarian option.
Oh yeah, vegetarian. We do vegan.
Yeah.
Vegan,
So
vegetarian.
I was
Wow,
telling,
you really cater to everybody.
Sure.
I was telling Ronnie, my best friend, he doesn't live here. He lives in LA because he's a vegan and he can't live here as a vegan. He has to have all of his options in LA.
Absolutely.
But every time he comes down, he always goes and visits you guys because he gets the vegan option. Yeah. And he absolutely loves it.
Well, all it simply is adding one or two items, and I'm catering to vegans. I choose. It's a choice. We know how to cook, and we're teaching people that work for us how to cook.
Did you find that hard to make a menu? Or was
No,
that like
'cause
so easy for
I
you?
had already done it.
Yeah. So it's like,
most of what I'm doing, other than the bookkeeping, obviously, I already did it. I was paid to do it for, 20 years.
What was that like, having to get into the bookkeeping side of things? Now you're a business owner. It's like, I've done that. But being a business owner is not just managing, right?
Yeah.
People, because now you got to manage yourself and make sure that the money comes in and out and the bills get paid. And what was that like?
You got to learn how to save money real quick. It's not that hard. Really, what I tell my kids is, when I start talking numbers to my kids, both of them look at me strangely, and I drop a zero. My restaurant's doing X number of dollars. If I'm going to go spend $10,000, people look at me like I'm crazy. But $10,000 to me is like $1,000 to you.
Yeah.
So, it's just different. It's
the
changed.
expenses are way higher. Exactly. The bills are higher.
Yeah,
exactly.
So currently 14 or 15 employees.
Wow.
So
you got two locations now.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
Very neat.
So you start with the one location, you're getting into the financial part of it. You're digging into that. You're learning the ABCs of that part. Was there any particular challenges though when facing that?
Well, again, I started with the trailer, and literally I've built, you grow, the Facebook, the social media, that's where we started. My daughter was such a huge influence with that. That's how you know my daughter.
So I told you off air, I met your daughter. She reached out to me.
Yep.
I've been doing social media and marketing in this town for like 20 years. And so she reached out, and I got to go over there, and I met you. You don't remember me, so I'm sad now, but it's all right.
Oh no,
you know how many people I know?
No, you said you had so many people work for you over at Pizza.
I mean, literally,
Yeah.
So,
so you got your the finances, but you also got to figure out where you're going to get your vendors and source these things, right?
Yeah. Well, when I started, we used to shop at all 3 Walmarts to get Italian sausage, and we used to go to Smart and Final and buy, carts full of groceries, literally. And we got to the point we started using Daniel Santana at U.S. Foods. Was huge with helping me when I started.
Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Great guy.
So what's I want to know, what is the number one thing on your menu? What do you sell out, if you sell out?
Everybody loves the stuffed mushrooms.
The stuffed mushrooms?
Yep.
Oh.
We don't run out anymore. That's a sin.
Yeah, you don't do that?
No more 86?
We have our fresh homemade meatballs are really, really good. It's my daughter's recipe. There's so much. If you're into pasta, try Dad's favorite. It's spicy. It's really good.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I don't like spicy.
You can make it not spicy.
Just for
You'll
you,
accommodate
Ronnie.
me. Yes.
Anywhere
Make
mild,
me a lame batch.
mild to wild. Red chilies, jalapenos, habaneros.
Wow.
We can make anything spicy you want.
Oh my goodness.
So.
Do you like spicy?
Well,
Johnny?
I'm all about spicy.
Are you?
Yeah,
God,
absolutely.
I just can't take it.
80% Hispanic market.
They need spicy.
And
So on my pizzas, jalapenos. I always put jalapenos on my pizzas.
Come by, we have habaneros.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I mean, I've tried the habaneros. Yeah. So now you said she mentioned you have 2 locations.
Correct.
So your first one, you had that lunch truck out there.
The food truck. Yep.
At where Golden Q used to be.
Correct.
And then you kind of moved into the that little area in there, is that a sitting room? It's not like
I was like a parasite. I took it over. So a couple years ago, I think it's been almost 4 years ago, over 3.5 years ago, Gabriel, who owned the Golden Q at the time, let me have the building. I was renting the parking lot, and I said, can I use the building? He said, well, it was messed up. The ceiling was caved in. And I said, I'll fix it. And he said, okay, go ahead. So we took over the building. We did some renovation, and we got permission from the city. We put tables inside of it, and boom, we were off and running.
Oh, cool.
And we did that for a little while. The property sold. It's getting ready to sell again. So we're not in a position where we can really grow there, but we're there. We have a dining room. We have a liquor license attached to it. So, we have cocktails. Come on by, have a cocktail. And then, I don't know, 2 years ago, I started working on the project in the Foothills.
So what was that like? What gave you that idea, or like it made you feel like I'm ready to expand?
Or people like, hey, come to the
Foothills.
Foothills.
Lie, or do you want the truth?
Yeah, I want both, and I want to see which one's the lie, and we're gonna judge.
Let's guess.
So
we're gonna guess.
A friend of mine.
Lies. No, I'm just kidding.
I called a friend of mine and asked him, what it would cost to put a hood up, in a building, and he gave me a number, and he suggested I do it. And I really didn't want to. I didn't really, I wanted to, but
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So I got the push and I did it, and it's been very successful.
Yeah.
The Foothills is doing very well. I've been really blessed. Cactus storage, Cactus Propane really helped me, so,
Wow. So you've been a supporter of AWC athletics.
Absolutely.
What do you do?
So when I was with Pizza Hut, I used to have a budget, and I directed those funds there on Western College.
Wow.
We did the golf tournament. They had a scholarship golf tournament for years. We sponsored that. The boosters, we feed the boosters all the time.
Oh, cool.
They know who we are. So, and then, I left obviously because of COVID, everything stopped. I know Jerry Smith very well. And he's good at getting people to donate. So
he likes to take your money.
Yeah, absolutely. And he really helps me out. He supports my business on a daily basis. I was on campus delivering yesterday. So
why?
Oh, wow.
But did you get to pick AWC athletics? Like, did you personally pick? So why?
I think young minds trying to grow the sports. My ex-wife, her father used to be the director of athletics as well here.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
you know, it was just easy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense. You also do something for the Humane Society?
Yeah. Couple years we've done fundraising with Humane Society.
Mhm.
I came up with a thing, Pizza for Paws, trying to, help them.
Yeah.
That I thought it went well. It could have went better. Those type of takeovers don't usually generate a lot of money, but
you're doing something, and that's what
Exactly.
matters.
sure, trying.
Yeah, that's exactly what matters. So where you're in the foothills now. Do you like having two locations? Is it stressful?
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Oh yeah. He's all yes to both.
Again, I'm trying to grow business.
Mhm.
What do? You got to grow. The only way that it's going to stick around, it's going to be a long-term thing, is you got to grow it. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're focused on.
Yeah.
What about the food boxes for the homeless? You had mentioned that today.
Well, are you know what she's talking about?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he had messaged me, said, I want to talk about the food boxes.
No, I don't necessarily want to talk about it.
Oh,
But now you are.
yeah. So now you
You're
have
forced
to.
to. We got 30 seconds.
Okay.
So there's different places in Yuma that you can go and get a free meal if you're hungry.
Mhm.
And in your Italian happens to be one of them.
That's
okay.
amazing.
Never Low,
Mhm.
David Murray, got a bunch of businesses together, put some boards up, trying to feed homeless people.
That's amazing.
So
I love it.
that.
So
I
it's
love
a
that
great
too.
thing.
Yeah, I know.
And I think I'm gonna get David Murray on the show here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I think he's next to you over there at the location. He's right by you, right?
He's down
up the street.
He's got one on each side of me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Now
Nice to
let me
meet
get
you.
to my notes. I don't even think I have my right notes in front of me. This is fun.
Okay.
Okay, no, here we are. We're out.
syncing.
Here we go. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College. We want to thank Talon, Anthony, Juan, Dave, and Cecilia.
And we also want to remind you that we're in fundraising mode this week, so you can contribute by clicking the donate button at borderradioaz.org or on the KOFA app.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Annabelle Deanda. A lot of people call her Mama Bella because she has the Mama Bella hot sauce. So
And
we're gonna,
and Melissa Hare from Desert Oasis Wellness.
they're going to be both with us tomorrow. And let's see.
And you can listen to the podcast
your turn.
version of our program at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
I think that ending
That's all.
was very on brand.
For us.
That was very on brand. That's what Dave would say. Thank you, guys. We'll see you
Thank you.
tomorrow right here at
Bye.
94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
You are tuned into KOFA Yuma Border Radio 94.7 FM and 1320 AM. We can also be heard with the KOFA app and at kawc.org. We have been a service of Arizona Western College since 1970.
The Yuma County Library District will present the Manhattan Short Film Festival at 6:30 p.m. on September 26th at the historic Yuma Theater. Attendees can view and vote for their favorites of the films, which were selected from approximately 1,600 entries from 75 countries. More information about this event and others is at yumalibrary.org.